What's going on, guys? Khalil here. So today, instead of giving you guys a deck profile on something, I'm actually bringing you guys a deck discussion on the legendary, infamous, awesome 6Ms. Now, as you guys know, they recently won YCS Mexico, I guess you can call it. So they won Mexico, and they got a boost in the ban list with Smoke Signal coming back to 2. So a lot of people are interested in this deck again, and I guess they're finally starting to realize that Sams have always really been a good deck. Like, they've never fallen off that far. Like, they're still a very viable deck, and more people are interested in it now and more interested in playing it. So I figured I'd give my 2 cents on it. Talking about some cards, some staple cards, and explaining some staple cards, but also some useful text and some cards that you should be playing that'll really help your deck if you're interested in playing it again. So first off, 2 staple cards that you should be running: Kageki and Elder. Now, I know you guys are kind of like, oh, no shit, this is kind of obvious, but I want to explain it because people still, I just feel like they don't understand how good these cards really are for the deck. Now, Kageki and Elder are really good, not only because they speed up your deck into getting Shien, but and they obviously give you more counters on Gateway and Dojo and stuff, but they also help with rank 3s. Going into rank 3s are really good, and honestly, I feel like the ability for Samurai to go into rank 3 so easily is why Konami gave us that smoke signal back to go into rank 3s and help promote Exceeds. So that's really good, but also really important is the way you use these cards. So obviously you don't run Kageki at 3 anymore because it loses to Valor, but if you play it smart, you can actually bait out Valors. What I like to do is when I have a hand like Kizan, Kageki, and Dojo, I will normal summon Kageki, activate its effect to special summon a card from my hand, and hope they Valor it. And if they do, that's great, because I have Dojo on the field already, and I just special summon my Kizan, and then I get my Kagemusha out anyways. So that's how to really use Kageki really effectively and bait those Valors out. Elder, on the other hand, it's really good because it gives you really nutty and really awesome second turn plays, if you're going second, with asceticism, of course. The ability to special summon Elder, and then asceticism, and go into maybe a Naturia Beast first turn, is so powerful because you bait out a warning, and when you do that, you can still follow. It allows you a follow-up play. You can, after you get your Naturia Beast warning, you can go Kageki into Kagemusha because you haven't normal summoned yet, and then go into your Shien. You've already bypassed your opponent's warning, and you're in really good position that way. So that's why both these cards are really good, and some useful tips on how to play them. Pretty cool. Sorry. Next up, I want to talk about asceticism and Dojo. Now, particularly when these 2 cards, or when Dojo first came out in Extreme Victory last year, a lot of people were like, oh, I have an asceticism build, or oh, I have a Dojo build. Well, I've always asked them, why not play both? Because both are really good. They both give your deck a lot of speed and consistency, and they both complement each other very well. With asceticism, you can, like, say you have Dojo on the field, you can asceticism your Kagemusha into Elder, and it gives your Dojo more counters. If you have Dojo, and you need that, where am I going with this? Wait, okay, if you have Dojo, it also helps asceticism, because you can normal summon something, like say you have Kageki and a Kizan. Well, that's really crappy, but you can normal summon it, special summon both, activate Dojo's effect to get your Kagemusha, then asceticism into Elder, and then hey, you got your Naturia Beast, or you got your 6 Samurai Shien. So it's really important to play both of them, I think. But another reason I want to talk about asceticism, a lot of people have asceticism in their deck, and they just don't play it to its full potential. Reason I say this is because most people have so many plays in their hands with asceticism, but they just don't realize it. Like, say you have Kizan, and you have asceticism. Well, if you really in a bad position, you can always asceticism your Kizan and get out Zanji. Now you have an out to a card because Zanji can ram into things, or you can go for Utopia, which is really cool. So that's one reason asceticism is really good, and it's also good if you have a board like this, and maybe say an Elder. You can asceticism your Kizan because now it's at 2100 attack. And then you can bring out your Grandmaster, which gives you even more nutty plays, and helps your counters with Dojo, Gateway, etc., etc. So, it's really good, obviously, but please use asceticism, think outside the box, and use it to its fullest potential. And it will open up so many plays, and this card will win you so many games. So, yeah. And now that I've already brought it out, I'm actually going to go on to my next card that I want to talk about, which is Zanji. Zanji's a good beat stick, but it's also, in my opinion, just a little better than Hand right now. Okay. As everyone knows, Hand is usually the stable card in Sam's, just because it can, before it could just loop your entire field so that you get rid of all your opponent's monsters. But now, I feel like Zanji is just a little better than Hand. I really did like Hand. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't like it anymore. It's just too slow for me. 1600 just doesn't cut it. It gets beat over too easily, and you kind of asceticism it unless you're playing Mizuho, and it's just a 1-for-1. Whereas Zanji's a +1 and a 1-for-1 at worst, because it'll either bait out a Deep Prison or something, or a Mirror Force, or it'll attack into something and kill itself and the monster. So that's why I feel like Zanji is just a little better than Hand. If you guys are personal pref and you like Hand better, you're more than welcome to play it, but that's just my opinion on it. So yeah, and next up, it's Inishi versus Inishi. You got new Inishi and old Inishi. Now, people normally try to choose between both of these cards, but I don't like choosing either. But if you have to, I'd say that Inishi, legendary Inishi, is just a little better right now. But when you think about it, it's really two different things. You're choosing between control versus follow-up play. What I mean by this is, obviously Inishi is like a compulse. So say they go Rescue Rabbit into 2 dinosaurs. You can activate his effect, bounce 1 back to their hand. Even though it's not a plus, it's still their substitute play, and they can't get a Lagia out, or they can't get the Doka out, or anything like that. So that's really strong. Inishi, what I mean by follow-up play is, say you normal summon, you're going for your Shien play or something, and it gets warning. Like say you go Kageki, and they warning it, then follow it up with an Inishi play, and you still get rid of a problem. You know, it's still, you can play through warnings, and it's still a +1 that way. And it's 2200 attack, which isn't bad at all. So it's like Chaos Sorcerer versus Compulse. You should play both, in my opinion. Next up, just a couple cards I think are worth mentioning. Spirit, you should definitely play Spirit. Not only is it's not only just +1, it pluses you cards, you advantage, but it also protects your Shien, which is really important. And making your Shien a 3000 beat stick is really underrated. It's really strong play. So yeah. Next up, I play a Yaichi. Now, this is just a personal preference for me. It's my little tech just because Yaichi is one of my favorite Sams. But I always like hidden back rows. It's a +1, and pluses are really good, especially when Samurai have to neg themselves to establish a good field. Yaichi is really good. It just baits out warnings. If you hit a warning, they're in gold. If you hit a Phoenix Chain, it forces those two. So yeah, you should play Yaichi. I mean, you don't have to, but I really feel like Yaichi goes the mile in 6 Sams. Next up, Squire. This first got attention when dojos came out, and that's really the only use for it, is to go into first turn Nat Beast or Shien with a dojo. Honestly, I really hate this fucking card. Every time I draw this fucking card, I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Oh my god, fucking jump off a fucking cliff. I seriously can't fucking stand this card. I hate drawing it. It's not even a fucking Kalut. Why couldn't Konami give us a fucking Kalut? At least make it a 1-for-1. This is a neg-1. All it does is save a monster when you draw into it. It's shitty. I don't like it. I mean, yeah, when you do have a Kizan in your dojo, it's good for that. But really, if you build your deck right and you play it right, you won't ever really have to worry about dead hands. I mean, dead hands are going to happen regardless. I just don't feel like this is worth playing. Please don't play this freaking card. I just don't like it. That's just me. Sorry for that little rant. I get emotional when it comes to Squire because I really fucking hate him. But next up, I want to talk about the red and blue build. Now, I haven't tried it yet, but red and blue is definitely a viable option again, because with Smoke Signal going back to 2, it gives the red and blue version what it was missing before, which was consistency and speed. Now, if I am thinking about making it still, and obviously I would, if I do decide to make it, I'll make a video on it and discuss it. But right now I haven't really playtested it at all, so I can't comment or speculate too much. But honestly, I feel like it would be a watered down Insector build where you would pop a couple cards with the combo and then either Exceed or Synchro. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have played with it, or you guys do plan on playing with the red and blue with Shinai Mizuho, definitely let me know. I'm really interested in seeing how far this deck goes. So that's it. To close this video, there are 2 other cards that I want to talk about that's not samurai themed or samurai based, but I feel like they really do go the mile and they should be in samurai decks. And that is Phoenix Chain and Safe Zone. Now, it's a really hot debate too on which one is better. Honestly, I feel like Safe Zone is just a little better, but if you can play both, I would definitely play both. Just because they both protect your monsters. Now, it's really important to realize that neither of these cards are outs to anything. All they are protection, their defense, and they save your save your field from going, more specifically your Shion or Naturia Beast. Those are your main objectives when you establish your field, is to protect those cards. Safe Zone definitely does that, and Phoenix Chain. Obviously, with Sam's, they lost interest before with the ban list with Heavy Storm coming back, because their whole thing is controlling the back row. So Shion can negate, and you have Beast and Barkion. So the problem with that was that you didn't have outs to effects like BLS or Kais, and Safe Zone and Phoenix Chain. Phoenix Chain obviously stops effects, and Safe Zone saves your monsters from effects too. So like I said, I feel like Safe Zone is just a little better, but if you have room for it, definitely play both of these. It's just really good. It completes that circle of control for Samurai, in my opinion. So yeah, well, that's all I have for you guys today, folks. I hope if you guys are playing Sams, or if you guys plan on playing them, you found this video helpful. You know, you found some useful tips, useful tricks. You consider what I said. But let me know what you guys think. If you disagree with me on anything, how it works for you if you guys do try it out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out, guys.